Hello everyone, welcome to the last session of Odoo Insider. I'm Emanuele and today I will be by myself. Usually I have here Antoine or Armin. Today I'm by myself and I'm gonna show you something nice, hopefully. I'm gonna talk about Odoo SH. I saw some questions a couple of weeks ago in Odoo Insider itself asking how do I actually use Odoo SH to deploy my customization for my clients or for myself. We're gonna dig into the functionalities, have a overview on the platform itself from a, let's say, functional technical point of view. We will not dig into the infrastructure itself because it's not as maybe relevant for you that you use it. You have to think as Odoo SH as a platform that you use to deploy Odoo. You don't have access to as many configuration as you have on premise. You cannot install all the packages that you can on premise, but you can do a lot. You can do basically what 99% of the population need, and we'll just dig into it. So first of all, if you need to deploy your database on Odoo SH, you just have to go on odoo.sh. You will be introduced to the front page where a quick overview is given, and you have some screenshots, some quick overview of what Odoo SH can do. And there's also a nice page which is features, and we can read into that because I think it's pretty interesting to give a little bit of perspective on how it works. First of all, very important point is GitHub integration. Odoo SH is built on top of GitHub, and it cannot work without GitHub. Even in the frequently asked questions, they ask at some point, will Odoo SH be able to integrate with other Git hosting like GitLab or Bitbucket or any other services? The answer is that for now there is no plan to do that. You can use GitHub and have a mirror on GitLab if you want to, but for now it works on GitHub only. As a reminder, this is a very technical talk, very technical session, so I will use terms that are maybe more familiar to developers, and I will discuss about matters that are very technical. There's a first question, maybe not related to Odoo SH, but still. I would like to set up a rental with seasonal pricing using standard Odoo. Rental prices in August and July, and that have different prices than May and June or Christmas holidays. Is this possible? If yes, how? Could you please provide an example? Seasonal pricing, I'm not a functional expert, but I'm pretty sure that you can do this thing using price lists, because price lists have start and end date. We can quickly go. Also, important point in Odoo, when you are a developer or a business analyst or any figure that has to work on the product, you generally have to know the product a little bit. So I'll see if I can do it quickly. I might not be able to do it. If I'm not able to do it, I'll just ask to Antoine Nouvel or my functional colleague that will come next week to just show it to you. Price list. I have to create a price list, and I might have even lied. Okay, no, here it is. So let's say that I create something like Christmas discount. So if I'm here and I say all products, yes, and I say that we put a discount, says prices can be, price list can either put discounts using, a discount, or using a specific formula, or putting a fixed price. Maybe if we put a fixed price and we don't put €1 because all our products will be set to €1, unless I filter them out using this tab or specify only a specific set of product categories, but let's do a quick example. I say that every product will have a 10% discount, or let's do 20% discount from today till end of December. Oh wait, sorry, my bad. Today until end of December. Apply, save and close, and voila. So now I should also maybe have a customer. I create a new customer and say that this will be a Christmas customer. We are in a Christmas period, so let's do that. We have to find the price list. Here it is, and I put Christmas discount. I save, go in the sale order, create a new one, select my Christmas discount, add a product, and put acoustic block screen, price like this, save, and it should have been computed. I don't remember the original price, but if I change it to, well, maybe let's change it to USD. So the price was 339, and then if I go and change it to Christmas, price is updated, and it should be okay. You see the flow. This is the flow. As long as I'm in the in a given valid period, I'm allowed to use the discount, and all of my products will be discounted by the amount that I selected. Then I hope this answers more or less the question. So you have here start date and end date. You can change it to create your seasonal discount. Now, next point, I want to customize the point of sale kitchen order ticket workflow. When the cashier clicks the order button in the point of sale, Odoo normally sends the kitchen order ticket to the kitchen printer. What I need is, at the moment the order button is clicked, I want to capture the kitchen order ticket order data and then send that data to my external WebSocket URL. So I need to know which Odoo point of sale JavaScript method handles this KOT send action. So I can override it and add my WebSocket request. We can try to do it. Then I'll try to answer these questions. It might take a little while, and then I'll go back to the demo. If you have maybe another question, you can add it now, and then maybe for, let's say, 30-40 minutes I will not answer them, because it takes a while to do the demo on Odoo SH. So well, I switched and I go to 19, because if I tell you the things for Odoo 18, it might not be as relevant. Price lists are the same, so we can keep them as is. I activate the debug mode and I try to find the point of sale. Let's see if I have a restaurant set up. Okay, open register. And okay, open register. Let's do new order. Let's get a bacon burger with sweet potato fries because I like them. And then okay, what you can do, and I zoom in a little bit more so that you can maybe see a little bit better, is that you can use the OWL extension. It's called OWL DevTools. I think it's OWL DevTools. This is an extension that exists in the Chrome Web Store or in the Firefox one. It's just an extension that allows you to navigate and debug OWL components. And why do I do that? Because I just want to find the what is the method behind the send, because I think this is the one that is important to know. And let's see, action name payment. It's this one. I need to re-click. So I have one props payment, assign order, fast validate. We just need to find what might be the method itself. Let's try to click on it. Something happened. Maybe we had something in the get preparation change. Maybe could be either this one or there might be something to find. Let's do it again. I just need to pinpoint exactly where we are. So we have this send. Let's add something extra. So I also have that icon there that might help me find it. So, but this is just for the product category, not very useful unless I try to look it up. So product category label, as we said, this is very technical, so it might take a while. Let's see, do I have Odoo and Enterprise? Yes. Okay. So we are in the product screen, display. No, this is not the one that I want. We just need to find then the send button. Text truncate. Okay, so from file, point of sale restaurant. Could be one of these two files that are actively adding things and logic. So point of sale restaurant screen, product screen. So POS restaurant. Let's go point of sale restaurant, static src. This is like the usually files in related to JavaScript are always in this structure in Odoo. You have static src. Then let's look it up. Screens, product screen, and action pad widget. Okay, so probably as quantity, highlight pay, display file cars. Yeah, probably one of these methods are the one that are being executed when you click on the send button. We can also make sure and look for send. Class send. So this guy over here is the one, and I need to find the on click. So well, actually it's pretty easy. So there's a function named do submit order that I could, well actually I should just take this guy over here, submit order, the function submit order that is defined somewhere in the point of sale. So add-ons, POS restaurant, whatever, and just overwrite this one. So I would need to create a new well, I will need to patch this component. I think this is still a component. Yes, actually no, it's a normal class if I'm not mistaken. I need to get it and extend it. I think we have in the past we had a video where we show how to customize JavaScript to extend or change the behavior of a standard class. It will take a while to do it now, so I might do it at the end of the presentation if I have some time. But yeah, we'll need to take this one and basically say, okay, if I don't know my condition, then I do let me disable also Copilot for quite a bit of time. I'll do something like this send send order to WebSocket, and in here I have my I'll just do the connection and send it to the WebSocket. This is a very overview, but this is like how to find it and how not to find it. Okay, so there was maybe a follow-up from Jesse. You just showed pricing of products based on a period, but this is for products sold, not rental. I would like to know how to do this for rental. Is this possible? Thank you. Sorry, I misunderstood the question. I'll see if I can actually do it. So first of all, let's create a product that you can rent. And well, let me go from the rental page. Products, I create a new rental product and I say, what can you rent? Let's say a room. You can rent a room, and let's put in the sales, wait, no, I want to actually put a price. Let me put 100. Okay, I will duplicate this one, go in the order, new rental order, Christmas. Well, we don't have it anymore because I created in the other database. So I will create a new sales price and I'll say Christmas discount, apply on. I can also just select my room product, and I put a discount of 50% on sales price, save and close, and then validity period from now until January. Okay, wait, validity period. Okay, let me the starting date time for. I will just do it like this for now, and then let's see if I cannot change it. I guess there's something that I need to set, but whatever. Let me just remove it just to see if this one works. I guess it should, but maybe it doesn't. Deco open wood. Let's put the room rental. Well, we just booked it for a day, I guess. Let me save, and then let me change it so that we have a Christmas discount. Apply, and I guess, is this the one? Did I change something? Not really. Maybe it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, I don't know, like I'm not an expert on rental, so I guess that this should work. I might have messed it up. Very likely I mess it up. Oh, maybe I should say a longer rent. Like, let's do this one so that we have how many days? 52 days. This product is not configured correctly, so is it called room 100? Come on. Oh yes, I think I know what I messed up. Rental product. So there might be something in here. Rental prices. Okay. 3 hours, 5 weekly. Let me put just a normal price of period, day, price list, whatever, and let me put 100. So 100 per day. And let me remove it, add it again. It might not be possible. Okay, we have a proper price. It's 52. Does it make sense? Maybe. Let me put the default, update prices. Okay. No, I guess this actually doesn't. I don't know how to set it up. Let's just do it like that and call it a day. I will ask Antoine or the next functional expert to maybe just give you the setting. I don't know how to set it up. I'm a developer. I'll try to do some things, but might not be able to do it. You're changing sales price for goods sold instead of rental. Probably that's it. I don't know. Sorry, Jesse, I'm not able to answer your question. I'll go to the next one. I might butcher your name, I'm sorry. Ashish Gajera. How does cross-docking work in the inventory module? How does drop shipping work in a subcontract bill? I will send it directly to the next to next week. And in the manufacturing module, how do FIFO, standard cost and average cost work using Odoo 19? I'm also interested to check that one out, to be honest, because I haven't seen it yet. I'm working on some projects that are still in Odoo 18, and I did very little in Odoo 19 so far myself, but I know that my functional colleagues work much more with the newest version. So I will, for now, don't take any extra question. I'll go back. So now it's 9:51. I think that maybe at 10:30 I'll go back and check your questions. And hopefully maybe I'll be able to answer all of them. But yes, please try to ask technical questions, because otherwise my answer will be disappointing, and I don't want you to be disappointed. So let's go back to Odoo SH. We were checking this page and we were talking about the integration that Odoo SH has with GitHub, and we said that Odoo SH only works with GitHub. Might be different in the future, but for now it only has GitHub as the source repository platform, hosting repository platform. I don't know how to name that. And what does Odoo SH give to me as a developer? It gives me a platform where I can simply push my code to. I have automatic test because, well, we have a, let's say, continuous testing type of thing. And it also gives me some tools to do some data manipulation if needed, to connect to the system through SSH if needed, to check the code if needed, and we'll see it later. Then for me as a tester, as a functional person, well, obviously this goes hand in hand together with the CI that we were talking about before. Odoo SH has some automatic builds, some automatic tests that are run every time we push something, and we'll show you that something later. And as a tester, I can, let's say, immediately block my testing if I see that a build is failing, or I could proceed with manual testing once the build is done, because Odoo SH has different levels of builds. So everything that you see here on the left is a branch on GitHub, and branches can be in different stages, phases, environments on Odoo SH. So we can have a branch that is set as the production build. So this is the one where people will actively work on. And me as a tester, developer, as a user, I can connect to to the environment through the connect button, but I can also do it from the normal login page. I can go and install some app because they will be useful for later on. So install the sales app and we wait. So production builds are the one where that user work on, and then we have staging builds and development builds. These are more for tester developers. In the development branches, the platform will just run the automatic test that Odoo has, and after the test is done, we will have a build. So let's say a small database that will be alive for a couple of days, and that I can connect to as a tester to do my let's say extra testing on, to verify that what the developer did is okay or not okay. Staging builds are kind of in between. they are used to do some UAT, some integration testing using real data, while development builds are maybe more meant to be used to run some unit tests. I create a new field with a computation, I check that the computation is okay, and then the staging builds are used to see if the field that I created might have some side effects with other customizations, or maybe the standard. I see if the behavior is what I expect. Once everything is done, I move it from staging to main. So here are all the things that testers can do. And then, well, for project managers, again, it's a extension of what the tester might do. Just the project manager will identify who the tester is and ask them to do the testing themselves. And then this is more info for sysadmins. Sysadmins are, let's say, hands-off on Odoo SH. They will not really be working actively on Odoo SH, but they might need to know that we have backups, that we have already servers configured, DNS is already configured, recovery, and so on and so forth, security, everything is handled by Odoo SH, by Odoo. And so yes, if Odoo SH is a great tool for I mean, if I have to give my own personal opinion about the different hosting solution for Odoo, I would say that Odoo Online is perfect for the majority of companies, not the majority of users, because users are maybe more in big companies, because maybe you have 20 out of 20 companies, you have 19 with maybe 2-3 employees, and then you have one with 50. So maybe most employees are concentrated in the big ones, but let's say the single company will benefit more from Odoo Online, because you have an environment that you don't even need to manage, you don't need to push code to, you have great performance out of the box, you don't have to worry about updates, you don't have to worry about upgrades, updates in the sense of keep up with the standard code, you just leave it as is. And so on and so forth. So you have an environment, cheaper, and you can use it immediately. Odoo SH, from my perspective, is very useful for, let's say, mid to large size companies, or if not, if we don't even check the company size, it's more gathered towards companies that need to do some customization on Odoo, not like super heavy customization. You just need to create some fields, some custom workflows, and you don't want to manage your environment. While if you are on premise, you can do more or less whatever you want. On Odoo SH, you have the limitation that you cannot really scale horizontally. So far, you can scale vertically by just getting more workers on your machine, go on dedicated, but you can just scale having a bigger machine, but you cannot have like multiple servers that are connected to the same DB. So and some limitations on the packages, the system packages that you can install in your Odoo SH container, because you're kind of limited to that. So if I go there in the sense of Odoo SH and try to do apt install something, I don't have access to apt, and I don't even have access to root, because I don't know the password. So I cannot really install anything. What I can do is install install something like request should already be installed, but just to show you, you can install something, but I cannot really do much. I can install mostly Python packages that do not rely on some system libraries, if they are not already installed in the Ubuntu machine that Odoo SH is running on. Okay, let's go back to the features. We checked them all more or less. We'll see the interface a little bit more in a couple of minutes. So once we understood everything, what actually can I do on SH? Well, if I want to have an idea of the cost, I have the pricing page where I can see how much Odoo SH will set me back other than the enterprise cost, yearly or monthly. I can configure number of workers and the storage required. These are all things that can be changed afterwards. It's just a matter of like how you plan your, let's say, your finances, if you want to pay up front, but you can also start small, one worker, 1 gigabyte, and then go higher. Then you have the possibility to either choose shared or dedicated. Odoo SH uses like shared servers by default. So your container is in a server shared by other people, but they are segregated by, I think it's called user spaces. I might be wrong, but the concept is each container on Odoo SH that you can connect to is segregated from the rest, so they cannot really interact. So I'm in a shared server, but I'm not, I shouldn't be worried about privacy or security because it should be segregated. While dedicated, on a dedicated server, you are by yourself. So it's kind of like, you can imagine as if Odoo buys a server and the only database in that server will be yours. So this is useful if you need to comply to some compliancy rules, but in any case, if you need to do that, my own opinion is check with some consultants to be sure that everything is done properly. But yeah, but it's mainly, the main difference is in one case you are on a server that might be beefier but with other people, and in a dedicated you are by yourself. And shared has also some energy efficient mechanism, so builds are automatically put to sleep if they're not used for long enough. And dedicated, the production builds, they never go to sleep. And then we have the staging environments. This slider controls how many staging environments I can have over here. And then here we still have some information about how it works: pricing, annually, monthly, euros, dollars. You can have these two type of pricing. Then I could buy it from here, but what matters is, okay, now I know all of this. How do I deploy my database, and what can I do with that? You can click on, from the main page, deploy your platform. You are prompted with a form. You have to select a repository. It's either a new one or an existing one. And here in this slider you see the GitHub organization that you are part of. It's either my own profile or some Odoo ones. I can put whatever value I want. This will be the name of the repository. Or if I already have one, I could select an existing repository, but I don't do it because I have many repositories on and it will take a little while to load, and also for GDPR reasons I don't want to show it right now. Odoo versions, I have to select which Odoo version I want to run my new database on, 19, 18, 17, 16. if I'm not mistaken, as we also created the new long-term support pricing, I think that next year we will have 16, 17, 18 and 19 and 20. Year after you will be able to create 17, 18, 19, 20 or 21, so on and so forth. I think we'll keep the last 5 versions available, but yeah, for now, as we started recently, we didn't phase out 16 and it's still there. You have to put the subscription code that we obtain from the previous step when selecting here, and I think I can, or if I would click on deploy, it would already automatically be set up. But for example, if I interact with a salesperson on Odoo salesperson, they will create a sale order in Odoo, a subscription code. They will give me the subscription code, and then I can paste it here based on the configuration that I did, number of workers, number of stagings, and so on and so forth. The platform will prepare the machine for you, and then we can select where we want to host Odoo SH. This is where the database and the server will be hosted in. And you see that Odoo SH automatically runs a ping to all the servers that we have around the world, or the hosting areas, and based on the ping from my machine to the server, it will suggest one of them. So this is a very important point, depending on where my customers are. For example, if I run mainly a B2C type of business, I might choose, and I know that 90% of my customers are from Australia, I might select this hosting location, even though it has a higher ping than me. It might be better for my customer. So I have a higher ping. So if I connect from Belgium, as I'm doing right now, I will have 270 milliseconds delay for each request. But my customers in Australia, New Zealand, they will have a lower delay, lower latency, because they are closer, like literally physically closer to the servers. Once I selected this one and I click on deploy, I cannot change it. If I need to change it, I will need to open a ticket to Odoo and ask to the Odoo support team to change location, explaining why we want to do it. Or I could do it myself by deleting the project and recreating it and uploading the last backup that I create. So let's say that everything is done. I put the subscription code, I click on deploy, platform is created. And then what I will be faced with is this page. So this is the Odoo SH page. If I check the right side here, I see that Odoo SH already created a repository for me. It created in, I can try to zoom it in. I cannot maybe zoom in too much, but you see that I have a new repository created in my profile, amy-odoo, and the name of the repository will be amy-odoo-insider-sh. I can also, there will be like an initial commit created automatically. That's by default by GitHub. And then I can check the settings of the repository, because this is very interesting. The repository that is created automatically by Odoo SH. As I said before, you can connect an existing repository. So Odoo SH created the repository, in this case on my behalf. That's one of the access right that we give to Odoo SH when we log in. We log in through GitHub, and it will ask, do you want to allow Odoo SH to check your repository, your organizations, and do things on your behalf? And well, we say yes, because we gain plenty of usability by doing that. And we can check exactly how Odoo works. And why do I say that GitHub is fundamental, like a fundamental part of Odoo SH? I will not see anything here, nothing interesting. This is the basic default settings. But if I go in the setting page and I go in 2 pages, I first need to where is it? Webhooks. I think webhooks is the most important part. So Odoo SH creates automatically a webhook for us. What does it mean? So every time the GitHub repository receives some type of action, and well, I cannot show it to you now. I will need to log in, or actually I can maybe do it. Let me just move this one here so that I can log in. Give me 1 second. I need to accept the multi-factor authentication challenge, and it should be good. So what do I have here? This is the webhook. I don't need to do much more. I don't need to change it. It will be otherwise I might mess up something, so I don't change it. But what I can see here and what this tells me is that every time there is an event, so I in this case it's just the push event, so every time I push something from either from GitHub itself by merging one branch to the other, so there's a push event triggered, or maybe I can select all the possible events that are fired by GitHub, pull request created, pull request comment, and so on and so forth, or only a chosen set of events. Whenever one of these events happens, a payload, a request will be sent to this URL, and this will tell Odoo SH, hey, there's something new going on GitHub. This is and you can see it from the recent deliveries. You can see what is sent to Odoo SH, and if you scroll down, it will tell us, for example, there's a new push for example, for the main, or here there's the branch, wait, maybe this is better. The second one that I sent is better because this is that one was the initial one. So this one will tell us we have a new commit. This is the hash of the latest commit. Odoo SH will know that it will just pull that code in its own disk, and that's it. So you can imagine webhook is fired, Odoo SH receives it and just starts a build based on the code that it can pull. Wait, there's maybe a question that could be interesting to answer from DISHP4903. What is the main difference between the type JSON and JSON RPC in the controller? Type JSON, well, first of all, JSON RPC, type JSON, it's for the requests that are mostly well, you can imagine for the, let's say, basic RESTful-ish type of request, while the type, let's see if I can find it, JSON RPC, and we can actually go in the route. This is usually where you can find most of the information. I think that now they even removed that. I don't think you have JSON anymore. If I check in the route itself, because I think it was let's say a misnomer to use JSON, but yeah, JSON RPC is the, let's say, more common. In 18 it was different, but we are talking about the new version, so 19. You have just JSON RPC to tell the controller that you receive a Odoo-like type of request. So it's a JSON RPC type of request, and nothing crazy about that. And before we had the confusion because in type JSON we were expecting a JSON object and also the type of answer that we would send to the client, because you either had HTTP as a mode or JSON, and that would just change, but it just matters. Like now I think we simplified. We have JSON RPC, we have the external API that uses JSON too. That's it. Some questions about printers and other things, I will maybe try to go back to them later during the session. So we said a push event is pushed to GitHub. GitHub fires the webhook because it knows that when that type of event is fired, it should send a payload to this route, and Odoo SH catches that request, catches that webhook, and it starts all the automated build and all of the things that need to happen. And we can see here, if I go here, if I go to the webhook itself and I need to find it, the button redeliver, and I try to maybe put it in on the left. No, I cannot do it. Yes, it is. I just have to do it quickly. If I click on redeliver, do I really want to redeliver? Yes. What happens is that, you see, Odoo SH re-received the webhook and it started the build again. Nothing changed in the code, so that's immediate. But this is how the webhook works. GitHub receives it, fires it to Odoo SH, Odoo SH starts the build. Then what can we see in this view? Let me refresh. We have from the top bar the list of branches, the builds, which is a different type of view where I can go and see if a build was successful or not, and the timing, if it takes more than 1 second. Status, this is the status of the servers that we rely on. Audit logs, this is useful to see what user connected to which branch, because Odoo SH allows you to impersonate users, and it might be useful to know, okay, Amy-Odoo connected to the production environment as the admin user. Then settings, this is where I can do most of my changes. I can, for example, change the name of the project, and whatever I put here will become the default URL of the database. So if I put Odoo SH Amy, I will be able to reach the database using odoo.sh.amy.odoo.com, but I don't want to do it now. I can also block access to the .odoo.com domain. This is useful in case I'm using Cloudflare or something in front of Odoo SH to prevent people from connecting to the .odoo.com domain in case they can guess it. So this is useful if I want to apply stricter rules and maybe some extra limitations to connections, maybe based on geolocation or whatever. I can do it from here using Cloudflare. Cloudflare, separate product, not Odoo related, but still very commonly used. You can use Cloudflare and put it in front of Odoo and block it. So this is what it will say. This option prevents the production odoo.com domain from being reachable for the production database. It should be considered when using a CDN or DDoS mitigation service, Cloudflare, in front of a custom domain configured on the production branch. Pretty useful. Collaborators, these are the people. These are not the users in my database. These are not the collaborators on GitHub. These are the collaborators on the Odoo SH environment. So here I can look for someone. I will look for my colleague Niels, and I can add him and set his access right to be either admin, tester, or developer. This just means that admin will be able to do everything: restore backups, trigger a new build, and do everything that you can do on Odoo SH. But this is not related to what you can do on GitHub, because on GitHub, even if I added my colleague Niels here, is not a collaborator of this repository. So if he would try to access the repository, he will not be able to do it. He will be able to see the SH page, but not the repository. I will remove it. Public access, if I want to make builds, dev builds available, most of the time you don't need it. GitHub commit status is useful if I want to receive on GitHub the status of the build on Odoo SH. So if the Odoo SH build is successful, I will have a small flag in my repository that will tell the build is successful or not, kind of to verify that everything works. And these are all automatically set up by Odoo SH. If I click on verify webhook, good. Deploy key, good. These are the things that we saw before, the webhook, and deploy key is here, automatically set up by Odoo SH when you either connect a repository to Odoo SH or when you create a new one. 99.999% of the time, there is no reason for you to change anything here about the GitHub key and webhooks. Submodules. So first of all, submodules is a way, gateway to add repositories to repositories. So it's like, to make it simple, that maybe not exactly how it works, but you are just adding a subfolder, and the subfolder will be a Git repository. Useful if you want to, for example, add modules from the OCA. You have example here. Modules from the OCA or your own. If you're a partner, you're developing modules for 20 customers and the modules are the same, you can have a repository where you host those modules, and then you just connect to the repository to your customer repository to share the same code between all your clients. Then the production size, this is basically what I pay for when I select in the pricing the sizing, and this is here I can see a breakdown. Odoo considers as the size of the database the production and the backups and the staging builds if I have any. It's very important to know that even if you see backup 1, 2, and 3, you will actually have way more backups. So you see that you might say, yeah, but why do I pay for 3 backups? Actually, Odoo keeps way more because Odoo Daily will have a backup created for you. You can also create them manually. And what you see here is basically where they are hosted and what you pay for when based on where they are hosted. This is a trial project, so I cannot change anything. Otherwise, I would also be able to select the size. Maybe if I plan to upload thousands of pictures at once, and I don't want to be bothered by multiple upsells, I will just buy, I don't know, maybe 50 gigabytes more. Database workers. This is where you can select the number of workers. There's a good analogy that a colleague did. So you can imagine, well, maybe for people that are in Belgium that doesn't really apply, or for people that are in the Netherlands, neither, maybe not even in Germany. But people that are from France or from Italy, from Spain, you know that you have to pay tolls when you are on the highway. And imagine that all the cars are all the requests that arrive to your database, and the number of workers is the number of toll gates. So the more toll gates you have, the more requests you can answer in parallel. But that doesn't mean that there will be no traffic. If there's a couple of trucks that are blocking all the gates that you have available, you will have traffic. And yeah, so workers, number of toll gates, having more workers doesn't really correlate to a higher performance in your database, unless your performance issues are related to a huge number of requests that could benefit from parallelization. Not always the case, and we could also dig into that later on. Worker settings. This is some just settings for the cron worker and the HTTP worker. I cannot change it because this is a trial project and it's a shared server. Otherwise, I would be able to select the number of minutes after which the request will be cut off. Same for the schedule actions. So if a schedule action takes more than 15 minutes, it will be closed. Same for the HTTP request. I can set it to 1, 2, 3 minutes, 90 minutes, but this is only available on dedicated. Number of staging branches. Again, if I would be on a non-trial project, I would be able to choose and change these things and put 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the number of staging that I would be able to create. Development branches. This is just what Odoo does when Odoo does when a new development branch is created. It either install all the modules by default that are in the repository, standard modules and repository modules, or specific list of modules. So here I could say install my module and account and point of sale and whatever. Most of the time we have the old modules from the repository, and then this is maybe ties into the question from Stephen Anthony that asked, I have a question about writing unit tests for Odoo modules. Let's say I extend the REST partner model and add a required field. I also add it to an extension of the form. If I run the normal test involving REST partner that use Odoo test form, it will throw an error because a field is required to be filled in the form, but it's not defined known to the module running the test on REST partner. I found a fix, but how does Odoo recommend dealing with this? So I would say those tests are very annoying to fix. When I have to do it myself, I even try to challenge the request itself. Like, do you really need to have that field in? Because also REST partner is a field that can be created by is a model that can be created by multiple records. You create a user, you have a contact created, you have an employee, you have a contact created, so on and so forth. So what I try to do usually is just, okay, well, you can kind of bypass a required field if you create first the user and then Odoo creates the contact, unless I put the requiredness at the Python level. So first thing first, I would challenge the request, try to understand if there's no way around it. If that's the case, for the test, what I would do is either attach the test, the setup class of the tests that are failing, and provide a default value for the contacts that are being used. Or another thing that could maybe benefit you would be to create a record in the IR default model. This is, I think I'll show it from here. So there's a model named user defined default, and in your data models you could potentially import, create a new user defined default and say, let's say that you create the name field in res partner, or maybe let's say the account type, well, on the bank account, and you want to make it required, and then you put you create a IR default record in your data files, put a value, so that by default when Odoo runs and tries to create a record, it will put 123 as the default value for my new field. So the field will be not empty, and it's okay. This is kind of bypassing the issue somehow, because I'm not really testing what happens if the user doesn't put the value, because we're kind of faking as if the user would actually do it, but the user doesn't. But this is the easiest way. Create IR default record, import it in your module, and it kind of works out of the box. They are very annoying to test, to be honest, and in a way they are really not meant to handle required fields that are not in the list of required fields. Probably the best option would be to override the setup classes that create partners and do it from there, but it can be very annoying. And there's a follow-up question from Steven. In general, how does Odoo recommend customizing methods of module for which there are tests that break due to the changes? Let's say that there is a test for a method in Odoo module A that returns 10, and there is an assertion that expects 10, but you change it to return 20. I learned to make any such change conditional on a setting that is by default 4, so use context. How would you deal with this? Again, making that setting optional might kind of sweep the issue under the rug. What I recommend is usually to patch the test. So I will try to do a quick example. Let's say that I have a test in my module, new folder, test, new file, test patch.py. I'll just have to also check something in here in the meantime. Wait a second. Okay, perfect. Just needed to verify something. I have also my init file. Wait, my init.py file. Import test patch, and for example, let's say that I have Odoo add-ons account test account import, okay, this one, and then I say let's open this guy and see that let's find this one. This may be not that long, and I create my custom version, copy paste, and then I say that the method test write on code from branch will actually use the new method that I created. So oops, okay, again, okay, and for example, let's see, I set record value and I put 4 and I change it to 4, so that I change something and I replicate the flow, the to-do test, and see what are the differences with mine. This is important, or I could also just say pass to make the test not run and not fail, but this is wrong. So my suggestion is fix the test by, if you cannot do it in any other way, monkey patching the test like I'm doing. So basically changing the code in place and adapting what you need to adapt. And then if possible, I would even create new tests to verify that what you're doing works. When you change the computation of a standard computed field, we have to be sure that, for example, if I change the unit price in a sell order, that all the scenarios are taken into account, that the price is not updated in at the wrong time, so on and so forth. So when a test fails in standard on a field that is computed somehow, this is how you would solve it, but I would double check if what I'm changing might not have impact in down the line. So maybe I change something in the purchase order, and then I have create a sale order that kind of creates the purchase order with a buy route, and maybe my change in the purchase order will be propagated to the sale order somehow in a wrong way in the invoice that is created from the sale order, so on and so forth. I'm very wary when I have these changes. When they cannot be avoided, I try to be very precise and explicit on what's going on, fixing the test. Usually maybe there's like 1 or 2 standard tests that are broken, and do it from there. This is, Steven, how I would personally deal with that. Then, and this ties in with the test. Odoo by default, so on Odoo SH, you run the test selected by the modules that you have above. You can also flag or unflag the demo data, and then the subscription code. Let's go back. Now let's go one level deep, and we see the settings that you have by branch, because these are the settings of the project, and these are actually the settings of the branch itself. Here you have the access to the latest build, and here you see the previous ones. You can see kind of one build. Not sure if this would be considered a build, but it's like, let's say, a transition from one stage to the other. Well, this is the creation actually. This is the switching from development to production. I pushed git ignore, and I repushed the webhook. Then I go the other way around from the right, and here I see the in the settings the Odoo revision that I'm pointing at. So I can either take the latest one or go back in time and select one from September. For example, if there's a breaking change in the current week revision, I might use this button to go back in time by 1 or 2 weeks, wait for Odoo to fix it, and then on Monday, Tuesday, when the platform updates the code, just go to the latest revision. And here I can see what is the last commit or the commit used by the current revision. I can use custom domain. So for example, if I have my own if I have my custom domain, Amy speaks a lot.com, that's where I would configure it so that my user would be able to reach the database going to amyspeaksalot.com. So this will not be a .odoo.com domain, it will be my own. And I think that's basically it here. Then tools, in here I would be able to start the profiler. the profiler of the server, but I think, as this one says, there's a built-in profiler since Odoo 15, and that is much easier to use and much easier to read. This will create a SVG, the star profiler here, while the one in Odoo and that we saw some months ago is actually useful, much more useful to see the life cycle of a particular request that the user is performing. In the upgrade tab, I'm able to upgrade my staging branch and then production branch to a specific version. Remember that Odoo versions can only go up, so if I'm in 19, I will be able to go to 20. I cannot go back to 18. Backups, I see the backups created by the platform automatically, or the one that I create myself. If I click on this one, backups are only done for staging, for production branches. Staging branches have to be done manually. And now I would take maybe a couple of minutes of break just to drink some water, and I'll be back in 5 minutes, where we will continue and see all the other tabs, and then how do I push a module from development to staging to production. So bear with me, I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Hello. Okay. Can you hear me? Yes, right. Where were we at? So we see the backups. As we said, you can either just use the normal backups that Odoo creates for you daily, and Odoo as a policy. You can find it in the, I think it's under the SLA or GDPR page, where we tell when the backups are created. I think it's once a day, and then they are kept weekly after 10 days, and then they're kept once a week for a couple of months, and then once a month they can go back in time. But let's say the information, the important information is what's written in the documentation about that. So please refer to it. But remember, very important, if you have things in staging and the staging is dead and expires, you don't have backups. You either create it yourself or, well, you lose it. Logs. In this tab, I can see I have a small view on the Odoo logs. You can clearly see what's going on. So if I connect and go in the logs, you see that the server is restarted. This is just basic Odoo things. Then if I go in the customer tab, you will see that I open the view for REST partner. That's it. I don't have any REST partners, so nothing happened. I click on new. I think that almost nothing is happened, or just a non-change, and I can create and say Emanuele Maruzzi, because that's my name. Okay, that is created, and then if I go here, I see that there's a web save, so the record was saved, and I can also delete the record, and the record is shown in the logs. Then monitor, you can consider. Oh, I went down on the chair. Oh my god, I got scared for a second. You can see the usage of your of the database. You can see the memory usage, either used by Postgres or by the worker. CPU, same. The IOPS, read-write operations, and everything that might be useful for me to understand if I have performance issues, or to see how the database is like a breakdown all of my data, the tables. For example, here I can see what are the most commonly used tables, the biggest one, so on and so forth. How many requests do I receive, response time, and then the this is very useful. This is the number of request and received, and also the slowest routes in the system. This is useful in this database. I don't have basically anything, so they are not as useful right now. But if I would have it in a database that I've been using for quite a bit of time, I would be able to identify from this page if there's a specific route that maybe takes most of the time, and maybe also to see if there's a specific table that is much bigger than the rest. In this case, it's new, there's nothing, so we have like the biggest tables. I cannot really zoom in. The biggest table is IR module, which is 2.58 megabits, so it's pretty small. And then the rest, the biggest chunk, is just all the other metadata modules that we have there. Nothing fancy. We have also the editor. which is a Jupyter Lab notebook, and file system explorer that I can use to check what's in there. I see that I have my logs. I can see it also from here. I can see the backup. This is where there's a folder called Backup Daily where the backup is saved, so I can actually even download this guy over here if I want to. And it will be the last backup, so I could potentially automate it through SCP or SSH. Then data, these are all file store or the other static files that are used by Odoo. Logs, we saw it in the logs. TMP is like a temporary folder where you can, or where Odoo will save files created temporarily, either through some Python libraries like temporary file or temporary folder or whatever. They are created by default in TMP. And then SRC. In SRC I can see all the code base that is being used by Odoo, the enterprise modules, the community modules, the design teams modules, and the user modules, so the one that Odoo SH takes from my repository. Other page, the shell, and here this is a shell that I can use to navigate in the file system, spawn Odoo shell process where I can do some queries or creating some records. Funny thing is, well, not very funny, but you see here that I don't see the record because this is in a different transaction that is not committed unless I explicitly commit. So if I go back and save, remove the filter on customer invoices, here we are. We have my test record created by Odoo because that's the user name. That's the name of the user that is used by default by the shell. So the shell allows me to interact with Odoo from Python interpreter. Then I can also, well, I have access to Odoo bin, so I can do update of modules, so or installation of modules. So I can go here and install POS, or let's install point of sale, which is I think the extension of POS. I have other commands while this one runs, like some Odoo SH specific, Odoo update, which is just, let's say, syntactic sugar for Odoo bin -u. Odoo SH restart, useful if I need to restart my workers, the HTTP one or the cron ones. This is just to send a signal to restart because there's always the process going on. Odoo SH SQL Access is used to create and configure the read access to the PostgreSQL database that is only available on dedicated. And well, Odoo SH storage is more or less what the monitor would tell you, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, and then PSQL if I want to directly have access to my PostgreSQL client and do some queries. I don't know, like what is the max ID in Rasparner, and so on and so forth. I can do whatever. I can also delete from Rasparner where blah blah blah. I'm not doing it because I might break my production database. And yeah, this process is now finished. You see that the point of sale module is installed, and if I go here, refresh, you'll see now that I have the point of sale, so I can also more or less programmatically install modules in my project. Okay, shell, we saw everything about how the interfaces of Odoo. We're missing some important steps, and that's how do I actually use Odoo SH. Again, from a dev perspective, this is not from a functional perspective. So what do? I prepared here a simple repository, but in this repository I actually need to remove, because I think there's a CSV file that actually we need to keep, and probably something more. Yep. So first of all, I'm in main and I git ignore, I git add git ignore, so imp remove CSV from git ignore, otherwise I'm not able to push something. Git push. Okay, I push something. You see here that Odoo SH received a notification, and that's great. That's about it. Now I would like to create a new branch. So git checkout -b. I'm like old school, I like to use it that name. I think you can also use git branch, but I use git checkout -b. Git checkout -b, product brand module. I use the product brand because it's let's say a no-brainer module, not that interesting. I'll show you what it does. So I'm here, add product brand, so I add my changes to the staging of my Git locally. I commit, add product brand module to keep track of brands. Naming is one of the most complex things in development, as my fellow developers will know. And then I can push. I push, the branch doesn't exist, so I need to run the command to do it. Okay, I pushed. You see that a development branch build was created. This is by default because the branch didn't exist, so by default they're put under development. If I go in now in the webhooks page, here I'll be able to see the latest push that was done. And if I look for the branch name, voila, here it is. Before 000, the branch didn't exist. After, this is the hash of the commit that was created. Now the build is queued. As the server is shared, I have to wait for a worker, or in any case some resources, to be freed so that my build can start. From Michel Strom, which is I think a common, like he always follows the live, if I'm not mistaken. So hi Michel. Besides and maybe your name is not pronounced Michel, you tell me. Besides Cloudflare, are there any other vendors that offer the same functionalities? I'm quite sure that they exist. There's probably plenty. I think you could potentially even host it yourself, just maybe your own domain, but I don't know the names right now. And then there's a question from Stephen Anthony. My question is about submodules on Odoo SH. I'm using Git submodules in Odoo SH project, but it makes the update in batch of a submodule using various project complex. This necessitates some GitHub action or similar mechanism to synchronize update the submodule used in the project, as not having SSH keys in containers makes this somehow harder. Has Odoo thought about making this process easier? Good question. Something that I face myself, because I have somehow of a similar scenario where I have to push this let's say the same code in different projects. What I ended up doing is just to build a small script locally that I used to update the projects. I didn't even use a GitHub action because I still wanted to have control of the update time. But yeah, and as far as I know, it's not in the roadmap. Submodules are used, but they are still like an edge case in Odoo SH, so they are not done like that. And still, I think that from Odoo SSH perspective, this is more a GitHub management question than an Odoo SH question. So we can see that the build now is started. Some warnings, missing license keys. That's great because I didn't add a license key here. And I don't care. I would normally care. But let's say right now, because it's very important that the license is good, but let's just add one. Let's see if you have a license. And let's put LGPL free, because in any case this is a very basic module no one is using. So I added the license, and this will probably make it good. Now we can also see what was going on. We can see in the install log, install product brand, loading stuff, Odoo log. Okay, nothing interesting. And maybe there's something that might be a little bit disappointing, and I'm not sure that this is still the case, but last time I checked on 19 the tests were not run properly. Might be wrong, but I think that's the case because the build was finished in 1 minute, 2 minutes, but it should have taken more time. All modules from the repository, run test on module selection. Okay, I can also, let's say, put to, well, let's keep it run test on module selection. And here we are. We're not focusing on the test, but by default they should run. If they are not run, still SH platform issue. Then how would I go? Well, I'm speeding up a little bit too much. What do I have now? Right now I have a build, and in the meantime I will go in the terminal, clear git add my manifest, git commit -m fix product brand, add license in manifest, and then git push. Here we are. So just to give you an idea of what's going on, so if I go in the product page, the customization that we have just adds these two fields. It's nothing crazy. This is a module that I did some time ago in a Odoo Insider session, and just this field, nothing crazy, but just to show you the flow. I'm not even talking about the structure of the module itself. It's not relevant. Then how would I push it to production? Well, first I will need to test it, and I have two ways of testing it. One, I can move my branch to staging. Two is to create a branch, and I will show you that I can do it directly from Odoo SH. So I can go here. I say fork, so which is the base source code that we want to start from, and we say main, and we create a new module, a new branch named staging. These are two ways. In this case, you see that remove.csv from gitignore is the same commit as we have here as the head of main. Then there's a question, can you demo how to connect the pgadmin to the Odoo SH project PostgreSQL database? I don't use pgadmin. Sorry to disappoint you. What I normally do, and maybe I can do it now, is just copy it. Let me open a terminal. So I usually SSH into the project and then do my queries from there. It's not the same. It's not the same features. It's not the same usability. But I don't use pgadmin, and I would need a dedicated server. We might maybe think of doing it. I need to get somehow a dedicated server. Maybe another time we can do it, because it's interesting. It's a feature that I don't see it being used a lot, but I guess using the URL that you can get from here, you should be able to quickly and easily connect to PostgreSQL. But normally, if I need to query, I just do it from the shell or do it from there. I almost never use pgadmin. So, and actually I don't have it installed. So build is queued. It might take a while because shared server, this is a trial, so probably we are putting a very well, not efficient server. Let's see. So this install is started. Probably it might also be stopped almost immediately. But yeah, there's a nice feature that we don't have in development. Well, we have in development, but we don't have in production branches, is the mails. Because by default in production, mails are sent out of the database, while in the staging and development branches, they're caught by a mail catcher, and I can see them here. So I can test with my customization if, well, the email is actually sent out, how the email looks like when viewed by a client. Obviously, not all clients behave the same, but more or less that's what we would expect. And yeah, so we have this mails tab that we might be able to see as soon as the build is done. Let's see if there was I think I already answered those questions from Stephen Anthony. Do we have any other one? There was a question from Ali93 USA. I'm new to Odoo. Just starting, looking into the community edition. Does Odoo community version as an accounting module? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. If you go on GitHub, Odoo add-ons account, this is the accounting module, or I think the more appropriate term would be invoicing module. The accounting and localization features are usually in the enterprise licensed modules. What you can also get is the modules from the OCA, so the Odoo Community Association, where you can find community-driven modules developed, where maybe some locations that have not been developed yet by Odoo are there, and you can install them, or you can use the enterprise one. But yeah, there's one account module that allows you to do some basic invoicing, and there's also some small localization in here, but I think they work well when you have the enterprise modules installed at the same time. But yeah, if the question is, does it exist? Yes. Can you do much with that? Maybe not as much as a big company would need without installing extra modules. But I'm not an accountant, I'm not an expert, so yeah. Okay, I think I answered most of the questions that I can see for now, and lucky me, the builds are done. So what do we have here? We have a staging branch, and I will close everything that is on the right. Let me zoom in. A staging branch that is a copy of production, because that's what we created. And another staging branch. And we also have a warning here, maybe just because it's dropped I cannot see it anymore, but it doesn't matter too much. We have another staging branch where that is still a copy of production, but in this one I should be able to find my module. So if I look for product brand, I should be able to find it. But why I cannot find it? This is maybe a pitfall that people will fall into the first time they push something, is that you need to update applist the first time that you create a new module. And if I do click on search again, I will be able to find it, and I will be able to install it. If I do the same in the other SH branch where I don't have the module, I guess you won't be surprised if you will not find the module. So product brand, not there, but here it exists and it was installed. So if I go in product, and I click on here, you see that we have the brand as expected. Okay, that works pretty well. Let's just drop the build here, we don't care. And you see that now the build here has a small black circle, because when you drop modules from branches from the staging phase to the development phase, Odoo by default will disable builds on new commits. If you want to keep building on it, you just go here and click on new build. Also important to see here, because we didn't have this setting before, we have 3 different behaviors. Do nothing. It means that even though Odoo SH receives a webhook notification, it will ignore it. It will not start a new build. The default behavior is a new build, so every time it will recreate a new database based on the code that you push. And update previous build, well, it just refresh the code, but it will not recreate the database, and it will not update the module unless there's a manifest change. Then what can I do now to push my code from dev to staging? There's 2 ways. I can either drag and drop here and say, how do you want to merge it? So from the CLI, well, not from the CLI, from the interface that I have here, I can merge the branches together. But what I like to do is actually use rebase. So I will check out staging. I say, oh, it doesn't, okay, it exists, it found it, because it automatically fetches. Then I do git rebase my module. I see that I have now 2 commits extra in my local Git repository, and then I can push. I push, and you see that the 2 commits are there. What you see normally is the last commit, because you push 1 commit at a time. If you push multiple commits, Odoo will show you, I think, 9 or 10 uncollapsed commits, and then it will collapse them after. While we have the build going on, from Saheli Josh, if I create a custom module and I want to upgrade the version of Odoo, would it affect the custom module? Yes. When you update and you go to a new version, so you go from 19 to 20, for example, you will have to be careful that also your custom module is updated, because your custom module, if it's installed, it should work on the latest version of Odoo. So usually you go in, let's say in parallel, you first update the data in the upgrade. We cannot do the upgrade because we are in a trial environment, so we cannot test it. But what you would do normally is to start the upgrade of the data through this tab. In the meantime, you update your module to make it work on the latest version, and then you if the upgrade of the data, because your database is sent to upgrade.odoo.com, to our platform. The database itself, like the PostgreSQL database, is sent there, and it's changed. The data structure is changed to match the new version, and so that when the database is restarted in the target version, it will work. But what is missing is your module should also be adapted to work with the newest version. So bare minimum change would be changing the version, and then maybe to adapt. For example, if product template doesn't exist anymore, I need to adapt my module, otherwise it will not work. Still taking a little bit of time for the build to be over, but after this is done, we'll do the same thing as before: connect, update the app list, install the module, verify, and then push to prod. To speed things up, let's just go further. I go in my production branch, I rebase, so I take I kind of apply the same commits that are in staging after the one in main. I wanted to do git log and then git push, and then it's pushed. And there's another question that I will try to answer from Stephen Anthony. I have a question about Odoo SH upgrades of major versions. The tools in upgrade util repo that modify modules, merge modules, rename modules should be done before loading base module. The latter is already upgraded after a major upgrade, does not upgrade scripts are run for it. So the PR below introduced a flag for the Odoo CLI. This was supposed to be made available on Odoo SH. Could you have more information of the state of this? I think that they are working on it. They are not available. Not everything is available yet in 19, because, as you said, and I don't have access directly to the URL that you sent. So we'll try to copy to 3387. I cannot see what I wrote. Odoo. Odoo. I'm missing. It's as small for you as it's small for me, so I cannot see. All right. It was pushed to. Actually, maybe okay. No, I thought it was something else. When was it merged? Okay, no. For now, what we do during the upgrade, in my clients, we just add some two ways. There's the custom scripts that are run in the platform for a specific subscription code. This is available only for Odoo employees, so that's what I ended up doing. For now, what I know I do is either change the settings, or a setting if I can do it in the production branch, if maybe there's something that I know I can fix that. But yeah, that feature is not available yet. It will maybe be available, but I don't have more information. So this is like let's say a snapshot of how do SH work right now. But the question that Stephen Anthony had is great. I would like to help you more, but it also ties with another behavior that I want to show you before it's too late. I go there, product brand. Still surprised by myself that I cannot find the product brand if I don't install it. I just want to show you a product brand. Activate, and what I would like to show you is how do SH behaves when I change my version. Let's do some change in our code that is not that wouldn't be compatible with a simple restart of the of the database. So for example, let's go there and create a new field, and I call it custom char fields char, and I put it here. So I'm just adding a new char field. If I would push this thing as is right now, I would have issues because my view would try to fetch data from a field that doesn't exist yet if I refresh my view. So what should I do? I should go here, update the version. This is a, let's say, non-backward compatible change, so but it's still a minor change. Status git add product brand, git commit, this is an improvement. A product brand, add new field. So what happens now, I bumped the version, I have a new extra commit, and when I push, I'll see how Odoo behaves, because Odoo can automatically find the changes in the manifest of modules that are installed and update them, and eventually run migration scripts if I have any pre or post upgrade scripts. Pretty useful. There's a question from Michelle how to add the OCA modules. Let me see if the module that you sent is available in version 19. Partner contact. This is the Odoo CA, where all the open source modules are available. Partner contact. If the module is available in 19, I can do it. Oh, maybe. Will it be available? Yes, it should be available, so we can try. So how do we do it? There's a easy way. I can just click on here, run Odoo, repository URL, take this one. So this is the repository URL that is needed. Branch, as this is a open source community, I will be able to find the branches automatically. And then this is where I would be able to save the OCA module. Let me cancel because I don't want to do it now. I just want to show something else. In the logs, you see that there is an update going on. You see that Odoo recognized that there was an update, a module to update that was product brand, and we're good. Product was module was updated, and if I go here and I go now in my product page, and actually it was something product brands, I should be able to see my new field, custom char field. Let's go back to the question from Michelle. Submodule, run on Odoo SH. I can also do it from here. I can do like git submodule add whatever, and I can add the submodule, and if the if SH has the right deploy key, so it's allowed, where is it, here, if it's allowed to get to access the code because we added the key. So for example, let me do it, but this is not needed because this is open source. I would take the public key, put it in the in Odoo. If I take this one, Odoo Insider, I would put the key and put it in deploy keys, if I'm not mistaken, so that Odoo SH can actually access the code. We are kind of giving it to them, but it's not needed now. So submodule, run on Odoo SH, take this guy out, copy branch, we take 19, path, let's leave it as is, add submodule. So what happens now if I do git fetch? I'll see that there I'm git status, I'm one commit behind. I pull so that locally I have the same. You see that Odoo already created the proper git modules file. It did it as if I did it. And then I can also git submodule init recursive, so that actually I'm cloning and I also have access to the code locally. Partner contact is there, and we do as we did before. Update uplist, and let's look for, I don't remember the name of the partner multi-relation, name of the module that we want to install, partner multi-relation, partner. Oh wait, maybe it's not available yet. Yes, it's called, we don't have that module, the one that you sent, because maybe it's not available yet in 19, but I can check partner ref unique and install it. Module info. This is the module from the OCA, and then I can activate it and it will be installed. I don't know what it does, but this is just to give you an idea on how that works. So we are basically done with the time. Maybe if there's an extra question I could try to answer, but this is just a demo of Odoo from beginning to the end. Maybe some infrastructure questions might not be answered in this moment. We might try to tackle them next week. But I think we tackle most of the use cases, and I think the person that asked how do you deploy something on Odoo should have had his question answered. I don't know if he's watching the live today, but if this person does, maybe they can send a thumbs up or something so that I know that I answer to them. And yeah, this is a small demo. Odoo pretty powerful. It's probably the easiest way for a developer to have their Odoo database deployed online with the customization that they wrote. And yeah, that's it. Is there any other question? Are we good? Okay, so I guess we can wrap it and call it a day. Thanks everyone for joining me and for listening to me. If you have any other question, please send it in the chat and I will try to answer. And remember that every month, last Thursday of the month, we have a technical session where me or Armin or some other people will come in. Sometimes Antoine Novelli is here with me, and we go over some technical questions, technical issues. We try to answer. Sometimes we cannot, sometimes we do. And yeah, thanks a lot. Have a great day.